Good evening and welcome to Here and Now. Protesters have returned to Memorial University in St. John's just days after they were forced out of a campus building. About 70 pro-Palestinian protesters gathered outside the Arts and Administration building this morning, while others ventured inside the lobby. One of the demands is for MUN to divest itself from companies with ties to the war in Gaza. Students who set up an encampment were removed Friday. MUN had asked the protesters to vacate the arts building. Police and campus enforcement were brought in. 3 individuals were charged with trespassing, including Sadie Meese.
The actions that took place on Friday was some chanting in the hallways. We did 3 bouts of chanting at 8 a.m., 11 a.m., and around 2:30 for about 15 minutes. Of course, it was disruptive. It was chanting, but, we did what we could to make sure that everybody was safe and prepared. And at the end of the day, it's a protest. Friday night was quite stressful, of course. We were winding down. We had some interviews and actions on Friday afternoon. And I had also spent quite a lot of time, several hours, attempting to get the fire department ruling. So we were having a just regular evening in the lobby, and a student came inside to tell us that the CEP had begun dismantling tents outdoors, and they hadn't come in to warn us or asked us if we'd like to collect our belongings. So immediately it was quite a stressful and chaotic situation because of the lack of communication.
I would say that their communications were not actually something that led us to believe that they were going to be using police to to evict us from the building.
Luckily, there was my peers around me to help me calm down and to ground and center myself. But it was terrifying having all these CEP officers, just wordlessly shutting the doors around us, leaving only one entrance and one exit for us to go out of.
There were international students in that room, and the police officer even said there could be consequences for student visas. For others, the consequences could have been far worse. Luckily, we remained calm, and several marginalized students were able to safely exit the building. But they shut the big doors on either side of us, so there's only one exit, and the police were already there by 10 p.m. So students inside had no choice but to exit past the police.
We will continue to apply pressure and make sure that the university administration is held accountable for their actions, and that includes remaining invested in war crimes and what is internationally considered to be war crimes and to be genocide, and also the disgusting display of colonial violence that they perpetrated on Friday night.
Well, meantime, MUN's provost and academic vice president says the university has been patient with protesters who've occupied the space since May. Jennifer Lokash says MUN is taking cues from the University of Toronto, which got the green light to clear out a pro-Palestinian encampment from its downtown campus last week.
It's certainly my understanding that precedents that are set in other Canadian courts can be used and are applicable when the matters of law are the same. And this is a case where we're seeing a lot of the same types of behavior and protest activity from protest to protest. So it seems pretty clear to me that there are similarities.
We'll hear more of my conversation with Jennifer Lokash still to come on the show, including her thoughts on Friday's arrests and what commitments the university is making as a result of the movement.